what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. I'm FPF Hall of Famer Brent Bodkin.
And I'm Quaysie Maule.
All right, so let's hop into it. Last week we kicked off our fantasy draft that got met with pretty good reception. People seem to be into it, thankfully. We're going to continue that here tonight. Brand new players, brand new teams. Obviously, shout out to Ali Reza, who's putting up everything on Instagram right now, so you'll be able to check out everything. Did a great job on the design. We have trade, cut, bench. What's the last one? Trade, cut, bench.
No.
Start,
yes.
Start, bench, cut, trade.
Yeah, exactly. So we have that as well too. Which we have four. We have four kind of really good quarterbacks. They have good. It's good quarterbacks that are chosen this week. So it's kind of interesting exactly how people kind of thought who was going to start, who was going to cut, who was going to trade. So even me, when I was like doing it, I was like, okay, there's this person, but very interesting.
I like the list, and you showed me the list earlier in the week. I like this list, so you gotta have to wait. You gotta have to tune in. Make sure to keep stay with us. Don't go anywhere. You're gonna find out who we're gonna start, cut, trade, or bench. So keep tuning in. So let's get to the action. So last week what we did is a little something different, and I think this is the smarter way to go, as is Ali Reza and yourself, obviously a little faster as well, right?
Yeah.
We talk about the games that we saw. We'll come up with a name for this segment. If you know what, actually, if you guys want to vote on Instagram or on Facebook, whatever, if you want to give us a name for this segment, so Quaysie scorekeeps, I scorekeep as well. So the games that we saw, and of course we'll kick in like a little bit of a preview for the upcoming games in the divisions where we didn't see any action in over the last couple of scorekeeping days, I should say, that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's start with the Tier 5. So Tier 5 is the first division. I know you saw a couple of games for Tier 5.
Yeah,
what did you see?
So I got to see TD Brothers versus PSTM.
Yep.
So I got to that game. PSTM ended up winning 33-14, and from start to finish, they were pretty much in control. Sorry, I just want to go back into I have a couple of notes that I kind of put for both these teams. So PSTM was pretty much in control. There was actually also a little argument. TD Brothers ended up being a solid 6 players, and then they had one at the end, but they're outmatched. Like from the beginning, they were outmatched. PSTM was pretty much able to do whatever they want. There ended up being a little argument as well. We kind of see in tier 5, there's a lot of contact, right? And sometimes it's to a point where you kind of like, you're not doing it on purpose, but like, let's just say when the ball's in the air and the receiver's trying to get it and the defender kind of comes on the guy's head or ends up putting his elbow into it, like it's not on purpose, you're uncontrolled. And you see that a lot in Tier 5. A lot of people that usually play Tier 5 is sometimes you could be an athlete, you haven't played the sport in a while, so you end up playing a couple friends, but you're uncontrolled, right? So we saw that between PSTM and TD Brothers, and kind of PSTM is like they have a lot of good athletes, a lot of good guys on their team, and they're more of the aggressive team. So 2 guys end up getting OC because of it. There was kind of some shoving back and forth. It's to a point where I would have ended, if I was the refs, I would have ended the game. At one point, PSTM, I think it was 26-7 going into the second half.
Wow.
I would have just ended it the way the motions were, but they end up finishing the game. Everyone was kind of calming down, so that's a good thing. But just to kind of look at guys like, at the end of the day, everyone's going to work the next day, right? Or everyone has plans. Like, control your actions, right? Because there was a full shove-on push where from TD Brothers, they didn't like how one of the players kind of reacted and how he kind of put his body into other players, and it came to the point where he did a full-on push to the guy on PSTM, and the guy on PSTM, if he reacted a different way, we probably would have saw maybe a brawl, So I don't want to call out names and players and stuff like that, but it's to a point where just keep your hands to yourself,
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
So, but
you gotta be smart.
Other than that, it was a good game. It was a good game to watch, especially for Tier 5. Sometimes it's kind of boring. And just careful on the penalties, guys, and also just remember, like, we're here for fun. We're not here to injure anybody, and have control of your body. Because that's one of the biggest problems in higher divisions. It's uncontrolled the body, and that's where injuries come a lot. A lot of times, that's where injuries happen.
Very true. All right.
So I did.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
I did that game. That's the only thing I covered for Tier 5 for that week.
Okay. I didn't have any Tier 5. I didn't have any Tier 4 either. I had Tier 3 though. I had a ton of Tier 3 games between Sunday at St. Leo and Monday at St. Laurent.
So for
first game, sorry.
Yeah, so Tier 5, just to kind of since you didn't have any Tier 5, to kind of just look at I'll just kind of do like a brief scheduling just to kind of see what's happening.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah,
so for Tier 5, again, we have 13 teams, not that many teams. Regarding playoff schedules, only 8 teams make it. So we're coming down. We're coming down to week 5, right? A lot of teams played.
Week 6, really.
Exactly.
I know like Tier 5's in week 6, starting off tomorrow night.
Yeah, so it's to a point where we have bottom of the line, right? We have Bloodline, Vengeance, Gamblers, CAF 67, a very good full team. All these teams that I just named, they only have 1 win. So it's to a point where they're in a situation. Bloodline only has played 3 games. Vengeance has played 4 games. But they're in a situation where they're going to have to start winning games because the only top 8 teams make playoffs. So very good full team. CAF 67, Gamblers, Vengeance 1-3, 1-4, 0-3, 0-4. So a very good full team. If they lose the next 2-3 games, they're going to be in a situation where they're not going to make playoffs. Same thing for CAF 67. Same thing for Gamblers. Same thing for Vengeance. Same thing for Bloodline. So it's time to kind of step it up. I know it's only midway, but a lot of these teams are going to have to start winning games to try to make a playoff push because before you know it, you're going to be week 8, week 9, and you're going to be out of playoffs.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly it. I mean, and you look at the standings right now, like you said, right? Like you look at those bottom teams, like Illegal Alien at 7, TD Brothers at 8, Bloodline at 9, and that Vengeance at 10, Cafe 67, right, in 12th place. Some of those teams like Cafe 67, look, Sunday they're in action against it's a horrible name, Airbnb. Wow.
I think it's Airbnb.
Airbnb. Wow. Yeah. So I meant that. I'm so sorry. Airbnb. Yeah, it's a horrible name. My eyes are horrible because I'm tired right now. It's the end of the day. And then Cafe 67 to take on TD Brothers, right? So there's a chance for them. Bloodline against Illegal Alien on next Tuesday, right? So there's 1 game Friday, right? Shockers against very good football team, and then Sunday, Thanksgiving Sunday, 3 games. PSTM, Illegal Alien, Airbnb against Cafe 67, like I said. Gamblers, TD Brothers. Monday, it's TGs against Puff Pass. Like I said, Bloodline and League Alien. Tuesday and Wednesday is Cafe 67 and TD Brothers, right? So all those teams have a chance, some of them to kind of put themselves in that playoff seeding. Some have a chance to climb the standings. So it's going to be a lot of big games coming up this week and into next week. We'll see how that shakes out for Tier 5.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to Tier 4.
Tier 4. Yep.
So Tier 4, I actually got to do a pretty good game. It was SMYD versus Ven City. So, so that game, I'm just gonna look at it. So that game finished 39-33 for Ven City. One thing I do want to say, Matthew Antonios, I believe.
Yeah, my guy, Matthew Antonios. Yep.
Yeah. So he plays for SMYD.
Yeah, and plays for the Gamblers in Tier 5,
he plays for SMYD. He's fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick, and they have a good way to get him the ball. You know, it's not to he doesn't do hooks, but they do a lot of handoffs to him. There's a handoff into the sideline, make a cut there, make a play there. You know, he's good. He's good. He's fast. One thing I do have to say about this team is they need a playbook. They need to have some sort of wristband or something like that, because right now how they run their offense, there's a lot of talking with a lot of players telling them all this and that. They need a playbook. They need a playbook where the quarterback kind of just goes in the huddle, says, okay, guys, or even everyone has wristbands. It's either a quarterback wristbands, everyone has wristbands. When you're first learning, okay, guys, we're going to play 6. And then everyone kind of just breaks a huddle and they do what they do. It's to a point where they could be winning more games if they kind of have a better offensive system. Defense-wise, they have a little stuff to work on, but it's normal. Whenever it's tier 4, you're kind of getting new to stuff. People are starting to understand zones, concepts like that. But offensive-wise, this team could be so much better if they had a playbook. I think it would help them a lot, and I feel like it would excel their offense even more because they have a lot of playmakers. They have a lot of guys that make a lot of plays. I think a playbook would help them a lot. Looking at Vince City, they look great. Just to look on their offensive wise, they understand a lot of concepts. They're doing everything well. Good organized offense. Quarterback goes inside, calls a play. Everyone does it well. It's good. Their defense, even though they're allowed 33 points this coming week to SMYD, their defense is they're going to be good. They're going to get better and better every single week. I never see especially in tier 4, I never see a defense where you call a play. A play gets called, whatever, on offense. Let's say they get a yard, 6-7 yards. They're huddled. They're kind of talking. They're communicating. They're saying what someone has to do this, someone has to do that. They're adjusting well. You don't see that in a lot of tier 4s, and you don't see that in a lot of tier 4 teams. And I feel like the fact that they have a good communication now, I think they're able to go a long way moving forward into their season.
Yeah, I mean, but I've seen Vice City play a couple of times, especially like in the winter and definitely in the spring season. There's some talent on that team. You're talking about now with the huddles and that. It seems like that's kind of translating to a bit more success on the field, I guess. I mean, show me your TDs. So it's funny because you're talking about Matthew Antonio's his team plays with the Gamblers as well in tier 5, and it's a lot of the same thing where there's the quarterback and some of the receivers have wristbands as well. But it's a lot of backyard football. Just kind of, hey, you run to a spot, I'm gonna toss it up to you and see what happens. Yeah, you need more fixed plays. But I mean, that comes like with the lower division teams. The better, the more efficiency and the better offenses, it'll come with the more reps these guys get. But yeah, Vice City against show me your TDs. I mean, 2 decent teams, and I don't think these guys are bums, right? So 2 decent teams going at it. What was like your biggest takeaway in terms of like getting who got the win, obviously?
Why who got the win? I feel like Vice City was just more organized. I think it came down to that. They came organized and they got more clutch plays. Also, the quarterback from Vice City, I have his name right. His name is Dylan Boudreau or
Boudreau. Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy, right? Like he can move.
Yeah, I've seen him play. 100%.
He's a big guy, but he can move. He also plays Quaysie, I believe. And I saw him
running.
I've seen him
as a snapper. Yeah.
I saw him quarterback.
No, but I've seen him as a quarterback and as a snapper as well.
But he ran. I don't know how many times he ran this game, but he ran maybe 3-4 attempts where he got like a good 5-6 yards. You don't think a quarterback his size is actually going to get out the pocket and start running down for first downs, right? So he can move. So I think the main reason why it kind of went Vince City's way is that they were able to adjust a bit better, and their play calling was a bit better. It came to SMYD. It's to a point where they needed something to happen, and I just feel like there was too much talking, arguing, and not arguing in the huddle. Just a lot of guys like, okay, I'm gonna do this, or hit me here, or let's just say it's to a point where when you're a quarterback and sometimes it's hard for you to be aware exactly what's going on in the field, especially if you don't know exactly what everyone's doing. If you're kind of saying, like, if you have a set play and you're kind of looking at it, like, okay, well, you have this post, you have this a corner, everything's set for you is good, compared to telling someone, okay, you're doing a 5-yard hook, because then you go back and you're like, oh, I'm not sure exactly what you were supposed to do. Or even to correct guys what to do, it's even hard for you to do that because sometimes you forget what you told them what to do compared to having it on your sleeve, right? And it was where the quarterback called the play when he ended up throwing the ball away, and there was 2 guys wide open. They came back in the huddle and was like, oh, we're wide open, passes the ball. And then it was to a point where Vince City adjusted that guy was going to be open, and SMYD went to pass the ball to that guy, and they covered it, and then he got sacked because they made an adjustment, and it was kind of a point where he's like, oh, throw me the ball, I'm going to be open. I was open last time. But teams make adjustments, right? So Vince City was, even though it was their first win of the season, they're 1-3. Their adjustments helped out a lot for them to win that game.
No, there you go, and that comes with just again reps and being smart, right? You can't just stick with your game plan and not make any adjustments. So we're gonna do what we do and whatever. No, if you good teams everywhere, you make adjustments and that's it, right? You kind of you have to learn on the fly sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, and then I also got to get sophomore XL versus Chamonix Shoals.
Chamonix Shoals, yep.
Yeah, I had that game. Sophomore XL ended up winning 37-31. Chamonix Schultz had a slow start. Sophomore had a great start in the first half, and then Chamonix Schultz were slowly catching up. Sophomore still got the win, but these are two good teams as well too. Again, we saw sophomore last year with Keon was on that team. He's not playing this year, but he's kind of like the captain.
He's still helping out. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of looking to see certain plays, whatever. But sophomore is good. Again, last year they were good as well too. Chamonix Shoals, they struggled a bit. I remember last year. I think they went 4-6. Right now they're 2-3-1, so they have a tie into their system. And sophomore XL exchange students are 4-0, so they're having a great season. I think Chamonix Shoals is a team. I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. Both of the twins.
The Batazzi brothers.
Yeah, so they're getting better here and there. They had a couple. I want to say it's Matthew. He was rushing. He had a couple bat down. He had one where he could have probably picked sixed it if he didn't went for he went straight for a bat down, like he's actually good about it. If he had his hands up, he could have had a pick six, and it could have changed the game. For sophomore XL, we talked about his last time, Ryan Vansleet.
Yeah.
This guy makes the fact that this guy's playing. I think we talked about last week. The fact that he's playing tier 4, definition of a cheat code. Not a lot of guys can keep up. Kind of just showed right away from the bat. I think he scored on the first play, straight go. Kind of caught Chamonix Schultz off guard, but he's kind of the reason why they end up winning that game.
All right, hey, listen, my main man, Jonathan Batazzi, don't let me down, my friend. I had you in fantasy this week, so anyways. All right, okay. Let's looking at
that's
quick looking at the schedule tonight. I know there's Richter against Team F. I think that's just a pretty decent game. There's also FC Bing, Not Fast, Just Furious. A lot of games actually tonight. Geez, Remy Coke, Sans Pression. So that's the game between two really athletic teams. Like I said, sophomore XL exchange shooters back in action, taking on the Dog Walkers. That's taking place in about an hour from now. It's about 9:00 right now. So that game is coming up at 10. Studs and Sourpuss also at 10:00 tonight in Laval. So both those last two games in Laval. Friday night, Ballhawk, Sourpuss. The Peckers against Flag Dealers. Ayers University against Super Troopers, Uncle Rico's Riders, Chamonix Chol, so they're back in action. No games Saturday. Thanksgiving Sunday, we have Studs, Bemba Don't Break, Bible Study against Show Me Your TDs, Monstars, Nut and Run, Voodoo, Super Troopers. I'm actually looking forward to that game. Two veteran guys, Kenny Batoulier and Frank K going at it. Quarterback, Reborn Prospects, Dog Walkers, Texas Whales, Glow Gang. Richter on Monday, Richter, Uncle Rico's Riders, Glow Gang, Flag Dealers, FC Bing Brewers, Ben Don't Break, Vice City. God, there's a ton of games. No Flags Given against Toon Squad, and then wrapping things up on Tuesday, October 14th is Texas Whales against First Down Sniffers at Mary Victorin.
Yeah, it's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games for sure.
33 teams in this division, right? So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, literally, this division could be 3 divisions. If you think about it.
Yeah, what I should be. All right, so let's hop over to tier 3. Yeah. So I did 3 games in tier 3 between Sunday and Monday. First game was the Agrabomb taking on Mutation, so 2 veteran quarterbacks, Jason Rossi. So Jason Rossi was playing for Mutation. I think he was snapping, playing a little defense. It's always a decent safety. The regular starting quarterback, Rafa Bellhat, I think is the last name, he got kicked off the team. He punched Nick Cardinal, former Champlain Cavalier. Shout out to him. Punched Nick Cardinal in the face. I saw it. It was in Laval a couple of weeks ago. So Rafa not only got kicked off the team, he's actually banned from the league, rightfully so. So Jason Rossi, who was an upgrade at quarterback, is now the starting quarterback for Mutation. So he was leading his team against Jagerbomb, obviously Simone Deschez. Okay, that's the last name. Simone Deschez. I mean, veteran team, played against Jagerbomb a million times. The game was close for a bit. Jagerbomb started to pull away. Rossi was just off. It was 9 o'clock in the morning Sunday. He was throwing some picks. Not yet on the same page as his receivers. I think this is maybe the second game I think since Rossi's taken over at quarterback.
Yeah.
So there's none of his usual guys. They know Scott Binns, no Chris Brockwell, those usual guys he plays with, right? So he's throwing into a bunch of new-ish teammates. It's gonna take some time to gel, but Jagerbomb just capitalized on all the mistakes the Mutation made, and they ended up running away with that game. The final score was 40. Pardon, not 42. It was. Apologies, I'm trying to find the score here on the website. 50-22, yeah. So there you go. A lot of mistakes by one team and not too many by the other. Simone Deschamps obviously leads tier 4 in touchdown passes with 33 and passing yards with 1,243. So obviously he's the top quarterback in tier 4. So big win for them. I had a chance to do the it feels like every time the Mofos play, I'm scorekeeping their game. But they were playing again. They had the Killer Rays also on in Saint Laurent, at Saint Leo, I should say. My apologies. This past week. So again, that was another back and forth game as well. Two teams with a ton of athletes. My main man Curtis Ryan was making plays. Uh, just watching the game, I felt like uh, the Mofos. I like their quarterback. I can get his name in a second here. I apologize. It's a little coming up on my screen. Yeah, Timoko Sonogo. I was talking to Leo Gervais, obviously head referee in flag, right? So he's refed a million flag games, a million tackle games. I had asked somebody about where Sunoco had played before already, where he played tackle. I can't remember the response he was given. I'll ask Smokon where he played. But Sunoco is just he's a really good quarterback who every time I watch him, he gets better and better. He's like it's not just a great athlete playing quarterback. This guy is a quarterback who happens, like Lamar Jackson, happens to be a really good athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He can run. He has a really strong arm. He just needs to work on his touch on some. He has to work on when to go deep because he starts to fall in love with the deep ball, but he has a beautiful spiral. But he needs to worry more about just throwing easier passes, like the check downs and some of the intermediate routes. Once he starts to do that, he should be playing in Division 2 or Division 1 within the next, I think, 2 to 3 years. He's good. He had 5 TD passes in the game, 3 by William Charles, 4 by Julian Nelson. Julian Nelson's a guy that's been in the league for a long time. It's happy to see him. He's a playmaker both sides of the ball. On the other side, Killer Rays, Tyler Bianchi, 4 TD passes in the game. My main man, Curtis Ryan, he caught all 4 of those TD passes. So I was like, all right, fine by me. It came down to like one of the final plays of the game. Killer Mofos actually, pardon me, winning it 32-31. It was a really really solid game. I'm just gonna go to the play by play, the final how it ended. Because I mean, we are Thursday night, and that game was Sunday. Yeah, so basically the Killer Rays, Killer Rays got a touchdown from Curtis Ryan, 1 yard TD. They said, let's go for the win for the 2-point convo instead of going for the 1-point tie to go to overtime. They went for the 2-point convo. They couldn't connect, so that's why they lost by 1. Again, tight game, 2 good teams going back and forth, but Mofos getting the W in that contest. One night later, I had the Mofos as they took on the Black Vipers in Saint Laurent this time. Let me look at this game. So that game is also close. So we have 44-36 victory for Mofos, pardon me, over the Black Vipers against Sonogo. Instead of throwing 5 touchdowns, he threw 7. He went 20-7 for 206 yards, 7 TD passes. His counterpart, Mathis Colomb, for Black Vipers, he threw 6 touchdown passes and 250 yards. He was pretty good as well.
Sure.
Yeah, Benjamin Carley. So Benjamin Carley. So he plays receiver for this team. He had 60 yards, 2 catches. I've seen him play quarterback before. I think it was in co-ed. This guy's an underrated quarterback, Benjamin Carley. If you're looking for a really good QB who could throw a few in Division 4, maybe even Division 3, should give Benjamin Carley a call or whatever. He could play. This kid could play. The game was close. Listen, one team made more plays than the other. Obviously, Mofos made more plays. Looking at how this ended, I feel like there was an onside attempt. Let me just go back and check quickly here. The Black Vipers. Was it onside? No, yeah, there was an onside. Yeah, the onside was completed for Mathis Colomb to Benjamin Carley. Benjamin Carley was getting all the balls in crunch time. Like they were throwing everything at him all the time. There were other receivers open. Colomb looks like an up and coming quarterback himself. It's just he kept on throwing to the same guy too many times. They started to rotate the coverage over. Anyways, they got the 2-point conversion, but then they couldn't follow it up after that. There's another player. I know I don't want to go on too long about this game. But there's another player who caught my eye. He said he came out of retirement. He's a receiver. He's a big guy. Killian, trying to find his name here. Killian Moore. I don't know where he played football before, but he's a big brother. He's a tall guy. He made a couple big catches over the middle. I think he had 2 touchdowns in the game. He's just one of those guys that kind of knew where to be. Receiver found him. He made some plays for his squad, so it's a guy to look out for as well.
You said Killian Moore?
Killian Moore, I think. Killian Moore. I'd never seen him before. Yeah, I had to enter in his name and his bio and the thing because he goes, like, I haven't played FPF before. So I think when they say he was coming out of retirement, I imagine he played tackle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy can ball. I came away impressed.
It's always nice to see new athletes come into the league.
Yeah, 100%. This guy's an athlete. He's about, I want to say maybe 6'1", 6'2", possibly even 6'3". He's long. He has some speed. This guy can ball. That's it for me for tier 3. I mean, we can get into the upcoming matchups real quick here. So tier 3, let's look games. Who do we have on tap here for tier 3? So here it is. Tier 3, couple games tonight. Right now is like Gross Flower against Mengoose, Win Diesel against Beer Belly Brigade. Tonight as well. Tomorrow, Snowden Delhi Deegans, against Black Vipers. Stimu Killer Rays Sunday. Mofos again in action against the Hustlers. Win Diesel Mutation. I'm looking forward to that game. We'll see back against Jason Rossi. Mengoose Penetrators on Monday. Bruins Team Sexy. Opats TBD. Jagerbomb on Tuesday against Black Vipers. That wraps it up for week 6. I just want to give a quick shout out to Win Diesel. Steven Romeliotis, totally unrelated to FPF. He's a lawyer, and he came to my kindergarten class today to read to my kids. It was arranged by one of the kindergarten teachers, one of the teachers that I work with, and she arranged for him to come in. So him and one of his partners will be coming in to read to the kindergarten kids. He did a bang-up job with my kids today. They were super impressed. He read them 2 stories. And right away say, hey, do you play FPF? I go, yeah. And I'm like, you know me from FPF? He goes, yeah, you're on the podcast, right? Like, yeah, cool. So he introduced himself. He's like, yeah, I play for Win Diesel. I was like, okay, cool. Obviously, I know Win Diesel. So shout out again to Steve Rumiliotis. Sorry, I'm horrible. I'm tired. And shout out to him for coming in, reading to the kids. They were really impressed by you. Thank you for coming through.
That's super cool. Small world, eh?
Yeah, man, 100%. Definitely. 100%.
All right, 100%. Let's go to division tier 2.
Yes, sir.
So tier 2, me and Brent didn't score keep any games in this division, but we did see. Look, you kind of can see kind of how the schedule is kind of going off. Yeah. If you look at the standings for tier 2, right? Every team has played at least 3 games.
Yeah, exactly.
The bottom 2 teams right now, we have 2 teams, Mongoose and Le Verge Flow. Folie. Yeah. They're both 0-3, 0-3, 0-4. Playoff standing, one team doesn't make playoffs. So, I mean, the fact that both of these teams are 0-4, 0-3, I mean, there's still high chance for both of them. One of them are going to get in, one of them are going to get out. I'm curious to see, just looking at the schedule, they play each other this week. They play each other on Saturday.
Right.
They play each other, so that's going to be a really big game for both of these teams because at the end of the day, it could be a big tie break. And for some reason, both the teams finish 1-9. It becomes head-to-head, and it's going to be like, oh, wait, who beat each other?
So they play each other, actually, well, at least for Mongoose's schedule, they play each other twice in a row.
Okay, yeah.
So you're right, this Saturday in Brassard, and then it's Sunday, November 2nd, and in Chateauguay, everybody's favorite field. They play again.
Have you been to the Chateauguay field?
I haven't been that. Well, okay. In their defense, I haven't been since they redid the field, so maybe it's better now. I heard it is.
I haven't been either, so I'm always curious to see if it's been changed. But those are the 2 bottom teams, right? So that's gonna be a big game for them. And then on the highest standings, you have Heart 8 That's 4-1. Camping Butte 4-1. Idaho 3-1.
You gotta turn it off.
Sorry.
That's right. You gotta turn that off.
2-3. KGP 2-2, and then the other bottom teams. So interesting how the season's going. I mean, I don't think I'm kind of surprised on the standings. I kind of figured this was going to be it. We kind of figured Les Roses, Folie were going to struggle. They struggled the last year too, kind of the last players. But again, I think this is one of the bottom teams in this division. And then Mongoose, I'm always surprised because I never understand this team. I'm surprised they're struggling.
Yeah, me too. Me too. They made the finals in this past summer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For Div B.
Yeah, their roster, it seems like it's pretty good. You have a good amount of the same core. I know Guillaume Belanger. I think he subbed in once for Nicolas Schiffer as quarterback, and I think they lost.
That happens.
But you have the most of the same core. I know they lost Marvin this year. They're pretty much the receiver of the year, so they don't have him. But they added Mac DeSources.
Yeah, Mac DeSource. They added Vincent Balulo. Like they've upgraded. Marvin's a great player, two-way player, but they've upgraded in numbers and in talent, right? In the sense that Samuel Emilio Pelshot, he came in the second half of the season last year. He had a really good end of the regular season and playoffs. He's there full time now. It appears to be Vincent Balulo. Like I said, he's a guy. He could rush. He could play a lot of different positions. He's on the team full time. He's good. And like I said, Mac DeSource is a stud, man. If you have Mac on your team, you're getting a baller, a guy who's going to play hard both sides of the ball. He'll make plays. So you add those three guys. Okay, you lose Marvin, which is big, but you add those three guys full time. I mean, that's an upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a upgrade. Yeah. But again, they're not losing by big scores. They played Idaho week 1, they lost by 3. They played KGP week 2, they lost by 1. And I believe, from what I heard, KGP was down by 22 points.
Well, there you go. That game should be over, right? That game should be over.
By 22 points in the second half, 10 minutes left. So they lost that game. They played Camping Butte. They lost 32-36, and then they played Hard 8. They lost 29-36. They lost every game by a one-score game. So I'm not going to look into all details exactly how it's going, but you're losing by less than 10 points, less than 8 points each of these games, right? Interception here or there. You go from being 0-4 to 2-2 a lot of times when you're having a smaller, maybe there's a mistake or interception. So, I mean, they're still in it. They're not a team where you're getting blown out, so that's good to see. Yeah. Still surprising that they haven't won a game yet, and they're 0-4 going into week 5.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So it's very interesting.
We'll have to see what they do, right? They have a big test Sunday, like I said, against Idaho Pierce, and then Liverge forward after that twice in a row.
I think that's going to be it's going to be a turning point, either in a good way or a bad way, because if they lose both of those games there, they go 0-6. Liverge Full get their first win the season, and then Mongoose is playing catch up, and they're hoping for Liverge Full to either beat them again when they play them by more points, because that's going to be a tiebreak there, or hoping that they lose a lot. Verge Full kind of lose the rest of the game. Mongoose at least 2 games there and get into playoffs.
Who do you think, when it's all said and done, who do you think gets that last playoff spot here in Tier 2?
I would want to say Mongoose gets the playoff spot, but I guess, to be honest with you, if Liverge Full beat Mongoose, I'm going to give it to Liverge Full. So I'm going to wait until they play each other. It's going to be this week. And then after that, I'll have a better answer. But I believe Mongoose roster is better than Liverge Full's roster.
100%, yeah.
I think they get it, and I don't think because the Mongoose, the season they're having, I don't think they're going to catch up to any of the other teams. To be honest with you, how I looked at this division, I thought Liverge Full was just going to get completely destroyed, and they're going to have like a 2-8 season, and then everyone else is going to be like 7-3, 7-3, regarding those things. But the fact that Mongoose is 0-4, they do kind of spice it up, force it. It would have been interesting if Liverge Full won maybe 1 game here or 2 games, and they were like 2-1, and then it would have put pressure on Flag Slayer, KGP, because Mongoose is a team that could kind of turn around. Like if you're looking at their points for, their points against, it's 134, 149. So they have a plus minus at minus 15, which is not totally bad to the fact because they're only losing by 7 or 8 points less than 7 points per game. So they could have put some pressure on teams, but it's to a point now. I believe the two teams that we're going to be battling for to get that spot.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm going to, you know what? I have an article coming out, so finally I will be able to have some time to do a tier 3, a tier 2 article. I will have one coming out for you this weekend. I'm aiming for it to come out Sunday. I'm hoping, if not latest Monday, you're going to find out who I'm picking to end up as kind of that who I think is going to have that last playoff seed. My apologies for not being able to do an article yet this season. It's only 24 hours in a day. It is what it is. This weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, I'll give thanks. You guys will have an article. So Sunday, like I said, Mangoose, Idaho You to Pims, Sadie Bear, Hard 8, Flag Slayer Corp, and Mary Vic on Tuesday. And also next Tuesday, KGP Origins against Laverge Full. So this is a big game right there. Again, Laverge Full has a chance to get out the cellar and get out the basement, I should say, pardon me, and get a win over KGP Origins, who they chill by a couple games there in the standings. All right, let's go to tier 1. So tier 1 here. Did you have any games for tier 1? I think you did.
Yeah, I believe I did one game for tier 1.
Okay. All right.
I did one game and I also saw one game.
Okay, nice.
So the game that I did for tier 1. I did Royal Lemure versus EZW. So Jesse actually wasn't the quarterback. It was Dan Lazara for that game.
Yeah.
Royal Lemure won 42-26. It was a good game. Royal was just a bit more roster-wise. They just had better guys. EZW, I feel like they're kind of getting used to also the new Jeremy White's kind of getting used to the new rule where the first down's in the middle of the field compared to being 10 yards. Kind of a big adjustment for some quarterbacks. You kind of have to realize that you don't have the privilege of throwing it incomplete your first pass. You kind of have to get a completion and try to get yards from the start.
Right.
But I feel like just that for that game there, Royal Lemure was kind of just controlled away. Dan came back. I'm trying to look at the stats here. So I did October 4th. Sorry, I'm just trying to put it up at the new website. So Dan went 17 for 18. So one 184 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the interception he threw was he was like he was throwing to a ghost. It's like you know when you throw a ball and you know the ball is bad as a quarterback. If you're like playing quarterback, you throw it, like it's bad right away. He threw the ball and his 2 hands were already on his head. Because he knew it was a horrible ball. He knew it was like a first down a bad ball, and it gave EZW the benefit going into the first half, being down 14-20. Like, remember he was coming to the sideline, he was talking to us. Brossard was kind of lit on Saturday too. There was a lot of people in Brossard, but he was talking to us on the sideline, like chit chat, and then he went into the I think it was the third drive, threw the interception, and he didn't even come back towards wherever we were sitting. He kind of just went back to his bench. He's like, "All right, let me lock in here. Let me make sure I get this W." But he kind of gave EZW a chance to kind of come back. Nathan Desjardins, he's a stud.
Okay.
Big body.
Yeah.
He's a big problem when it comes to his vert too, and his wingspan, whatever, to go catch balls. He's also super fast too, so he did a lot of damage for them. 6 targets, 6 catches, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. So he did a good job. But Serge has been an FPF
forever. Serge Pilon Jr. Yep, Hall of Famer.
He hasn't lost a step. He's gotten a bit bigger. Don't be wrong. He has a little tummy now, a little stomach, but no, he's still a stud. He went 8 for 8, 121 yards, 4 touchdowns. Wow. Yeah, and some of the stuff he does it looks like it's effortless.
Oh, for sure.
So, he was a stud. Got 4 touchdowns for his team. Dan was kind of just chucking in left and right. They had that chemistry going on from competitive 5-5, so nothing new over there. And Royal kind of took care of business. They got the win, and Dan did a great job being a sub for Jesse this week.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got to see that, and I got to see a bit of Vultures versus Infantry.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about points.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that game finished 62-46. Kevin
So
Wyatt,
100,
25 for 34, 355 9 touchdowns. But even Ben not bad either. Ben went 22 for 24. So
yeah.
310 yards, 7 touchdowns.
There you go, exactly.
119.
Jeez, holy moly.
So if you look at the stats, Ben threw the ball to 7 receivers. Every single receiver had a touchdown.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Every
single player had a touchdown. And then you look at Kevin Wyatt, Kevin Boutte went 8 for 9, caught 8 balls,
my man, yep.
44 yards, and 4 TDs. So he did a great job for you for fantasy this week.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy. I remember when you took Felix, you're like, oh, I take Felix. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take Kevin. So if you're getting points, I'm getting points.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shout out to Kevin, though. He 9 touchdowns is going to good help for this week for fantasy, 100%. But,
shout out to Pat Jerome, too, man. I think Pat's first game in like forever.
Yeah, exactly. Pat came out of retirement for 73 yards, 3 touchdowns. So you see the chemistry is still there. But again, it was a good game. I was kind of just looking from the other side. I was kind of just seeing balls thrown across the field. Kevin Boutte comes out of nowhere, catches it, so he's doing his regular stuff. But it was a good game, 2 good quarterbacks at it. And again, if Ben doesn't throw that interception, I don't think they win. But again, I think the game is a bit closer. So that one mistake there was kind of I don't think it's a game changer. I still think the Infantry was going to score every possession, which they did. But I think we had a little closer results if Ben didn't do that. But again, it's still crazy stats: 22 for 24, 2 incomplete, 310 yards, 7 touchdowns. It's still crazy stats to put on.
I hear you. So I think 2 things. I think interception like that takes points off your board and it gets points to your opponent. Also, the fact that the Vultures defense gave up 37 points in the first half, right? Like you give up nearly a 40 burger in the first half, you're probably not going to win the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing the Vultures have to do. I think Benny's, as I said, we talked about it a couple times. Benny's becoming one of those good quarterbacks. He just has to get a defense. It's like you need a defense, right? You need to start adding some guys help you out for defense. I know for the fall season, it's kind of even hard to make teams. You have to sometimes at a point you get a lot of subs in, but defense for tier 1, especially the new rules where it's midway, you've got to get stops. Tier 1, the rules kind of help the defense a bit. It's not 10 yards for a first down, so defensive stops could definitely happen more often than before. So defense is key in a lot of times where you're going to have to start trying to find if you want to. I believe Vultures is going to be a dynasty team. And it's probably going to be a quarterback for the Vultures for a good while. I feel like he's there for the long run. So he's definitely going to have to start either getting some guys or just kind of adapting a bit better on how they're going to play, how they're playing defense.
Yeah. So speaking of defense, so 2 teams that actually played some defense, the Braves and Party Crashers. I didn't have a chance to see this game, but just looking at it right here, right? Like, 2 teams combining for 44 points, like in tier 1. That's pretty impressive. Shout out to one of my fantasy guys, Gabe Dab Champagne, 2 INTs, a pass deflection in the W for the Braves. He also had a touchdown as a receiver, 141 yards. So Gab doing Gab things. Chauncey Alexi, 2 touchdown passes, 2 INTs, right? Joe Mahieu, 4 TD passes, 1 INT. So again, Party Crashers. Party Crashers have been surprising, being held to 18 points. I had a chance to scorekeep the Party Crashers against Royal Luminaire Sunday morning. So same thing for you when you saw Royal Luminaire play. Same thing for me. It was Dan Lazara, quarterback, not Jesse Dupuis. The game was back and forth, man. 26-24 victory for Party Crashers. That game again went down to pretty much the last play of the game. It was really back and forth. Jean-C Alexi, 4 TDs, 2 INTs. Dan, 3 TDs, 2 INTs. The biggest thing for me, Jean-Louis Alexis, his defense. He had 2 interceptions off of Dan Lazera. That was really the difference makers, the turnovers in that game. Just gonna go back to see how it ended. I believe there was a conversion to either win the game. No. So yeah. So what? Sorry. So Royal Luminaire had the ball. So Jean-Louis Alexis threw a touchdown pass, so 30-yard touchdown pass. So his team took the 26-24 lead. 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. So basically, they had 4 plays. Throw to AJ was incomplete first down. Throw to Marc Andre Lapointe, incomplete on third. Then a sack by Frankie Hogue on Lazera on third down. So it was basically do or die. Jean-Louis Alexis was picked up. Pardon me. Dan Lazera threw a pass, kind of a Hail Mary, was picked up by Jean-Louis at the end of the game. Again, the defense making some plays, and obviously the party crasher defense. We've seen the speed, we've seen the length.
Yeah.
They made a lot of plays. But in fairness, though, to pardon me, to Royal Luminaire again, Jesse Dupuis not there. Alexis Gaumont was not there either. So it was kind of, it was like, I don't want to say a fully replacement game because guys like Vincent Malo, right? He's a stud. He was playing in that game. Just trying to get the full roster here.
Mark probably was there.
Sorry?
Mark was there.
Yeah, well, yeah. Marc Andre was there for sure, but yeah, there was no Serge Pilon wasn't there. So I was trying to find the roster. Here it is right here. Sorry, look at the roster for that game. For Royal Luminaire. Yeah, so it was so Rodney Alsim, who plays like tier 4, he was playing on the field before they brought him in. So it's like a tier 4 guy, tier 5 guy playing. Alexi Marcotte, he's a stud player. He was playing the game, so he made some plays. Then there's a Jeremy Pierre-Saw. I've never seen this guy in my life. He has some good size. Kind of looks like a smaller version of Fritz Senatus. He played. I mean, he tried his best on defense. They just couldn't cover a guy. Like they're not gonna be able to cover guys like Jordan Alexi, Vinci Biondi, right? Like, sorry.
This game was at 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was. I think it was at 10. Yeah, that was a 10 a.m. game. That's
Sunday,
like. Yeah. The Tristan Fisk Castle I think he played for U of M. He was there. Shout out to Ezekiel Teed, former BC Lion. I saw this week actually signed with the Argonauts. So he was there. He played on Sunday, and then he signed with the Argonauts I think a day later. So shout out to him. Yeah. So Party Crashers just had way too many athletes, and they had what seems to be maybe not their full roster, but pretty close to it. And they took care of business against Dan Lazera and Royal Luminaire.
Yeah, it's like something we kind of talk about Party Crashers is that if they're the roster they have, if half their guys are there, I want to say half because they do have a deep roster this year. There's a lot of names on it. If they're half their guys there and they kind of start connecting, they're a scary team. And you kind of see it. Even though they lost the Braves 26-18, they still were able to held the Braves to basically 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Which
is pretty to them. It's pretty. I mean, the Braves they score, So the fact they're able to hold back, and the Braves didn't get any converts the Braves didn't get any converts against when Party Crash played the Braves. They didn't get any converts either.
Which is rare. That's a rarity.
Exactly. So scary team. Party Crash is a scary team, especially when we're in week 5. So. Couple more weeks. They do lose Ezike. He's going to be out in Toronto playing the Argonauts. But again, they have a shit ton of bodies, have a shit ton of athletes on this team. So I think every week these guys are playing together. They're just going to get better and they're going to look scary when it comes to playoffs. For sure. Talking about playoffs, looking at the standings, you have 2 teams right now: Child Please and ECW, 0-4, Vultures 1-3. So I think it's going to come down to those 3 teams. Infantry's 5-0, Brace 4-1, Party Crashers 3-1, Royal Lumineers 2-2. I think all those 4 teams there are going to be safe. It's going to be these 3 teams. They're going to be fighting into a playoff spot. There's 1 team that doesn't make it, so it's going to come down to. I think it's going to come down to 3. Well, I think it's going to come down to those last 3 teams.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I think Child Please is going to find a way to get in. The Vultures, if they could just have a game or 2 where they could play even like average defense, they should be able to squeeze in. But I mean, we'll see what happens.
They're 1-3, right? So to the point where every game Vultures win now, it's one step closer to make playoffs.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
That's true.
The fact
That's
that
true.
ECW keeps losing, Vultures get another win. It's
Yeah, yeah,
ECW is gonna have to play catch up,
yeah,
So, and then Child Please, it's a bit of alarming that they're 0-4, but again, this team is they're you kind of can see they were probably. I would have thought Child Please, Vultures, and ECW were going to be the three bottom teams going into the season. I would figure Child Please would have gotten a win by now. I think they're a team that they kind of keep scratching. They're a team that's always in the game, and they end up getting those random wins out of nowhere. But the fact that they're 0-4, hopefully they had a little turnaround and they're able to win the game. Same thing for ECW. They're going to have to try to start getting some wins because, again, most of these teams everyone has a good roster. If everyone's roster is there, they show up. I think it's to a point. I think the only team that's probably not beatable is the way the infantry's playing right now, and the Braves. I think those are the two teams, and I think those are the three teams that are hard. They're going to be hard teams to beat if you are ECW, Child Please, and Vultures. Yeah. Other than that, everything else is open. I think Vultures could beat Child Please, ECW, Child Please, Vultures, Royal. Especially if Royal doesn't come with their full rosters, but I think it's open for the rest of the division.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's basically everyone's chasing the infantry and the Braves. It is what it is, right? Royal Luminaire, great team. They need their whole roster. Like I said, Party Crashers could beat anybody, but they can also lose to anybody. It's one of those things where like they play up to the competition and down to the competition sometimes. They have the talent to win it all. It's just a matter of can they put it all together when the postseason rolls around and do exactly that, right? Because if you're looking at length and speed and just overall talent and athleticism, it's not even close. Party Crashers are like heads and tails are like above everybody else, but it's just it's the execution. Right, it's the execution, especially like in big moments. That's the one thing that they lack a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, and that's what separates them from teams like the Braves, who have that chemistry and execution down pat. Same thing with like the infantry, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the big difference between these teams. Going into the week 6, though, we have ECW versus Child Please. That should be a really good game.
Yep.
Vultures versus Infantry. That probably not so much of a good game. Royal versus Braves. That's interesting depending who's there. And the Infantry versus Party Crashers. That's also going to be a really good game.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of big games on tap, man. A lot of big games on tap. Like I said, Vultures can maybe pull away. Child Please maybe get that first W of the season. So we're going to have to see what happens, right? Big games coming up, though.
Yeah, should be cool.
All right, man. Let's go to a co-ed.
Yeah, let's go co-ed 3.
Yep.
I didn't score co-ed 3. I don't think you did.
No, I didn't do any co-ed 3 games. Looking at it though quick, I know this past week there were 6 games. So Mixer Lodge, they beat Flagzilla. Looks like a good game, 38-34. Tea Party 41-26 over Shakira's. Michael Scott's toss. I feel bad for Michael Scott's toss, man. They always lose these close games. They lose to Tea Party 39-38.
Are you in tier 3 or are you in co-ed 3 or co-ed 2?
Co-ed 3? Yeah, this is co-ed 3. Pretty sure.
No, I think it's
really?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, my bad. Co-ed 2. Okay, you know what? So I'm almost done. So let's go co-ed 2. Cause neither of us did any co-ed games this week, so my apologies for that one. No pads, no helmets, just balls. Put up a 40 burger. They beat Double Dip 43-20. So Mr. Lodge, another big win, 38-19 over Shakira's. And Michael Scott's toss, again, losing another tough one. They lost to Flagzilla 32-29. So 2 big losses for Michael Scott's toss. They're back in action tomorrow night, Friday in Laval, outdoors. Good luck with that. Playing Shakira's, pardon me. Shakira's back in action Thanksgiving Sunday. They're playing Double Dip in action Tuesday against Mixer Lodge. That's actually going to be a good game. Mixer Lodge and Double Dip, 2 explosive teams. That's going to be Tuesday at Mary Vic, and also at Mary Vic, but this time on Wednesday, Kamikazes taking on Flagzilla to wrap up things for week 6.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the rating, the rankings too, right? You have Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Shakira's 0-4, but again, then you have Tea Party and Mixology at the top, 5-0, 4-2. The one thing about this division, that everyone makes playoffs. So
yeah, it's true. Very true.
So even if you're having a bad season like Michael Scott Todd's, I think they're a team that they probably can have an upset here and there. They've been playing co-ed 3 for a while now. This is their game. I feel like if they just have a really good game, they're able to make some noise, So even though your season's not going how you would want it to go, 0-5, still 5 more games left in the season, and then you have playoffs. So every week you're just trying to get better and better, and then
Yep.
when it comes to off time, that's where you kind of try to make sense. Same thing for Shakira's 0-4 as well. It's still a long season. They have 6 games left, and anything can happen. And when it comes down to playoffs, that's what you kind of want to be ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's it. And again, like I say, both teams are playing each other. Shakira's and Michael Scott's toss pretty soon. And listen, again, for Michael Scott's toss, right? They lose by less than a touchdown to Tea Party. They lose by less than a touchdown to No Pass on Helmish's balls, right? They're close. They just have to be able to pull it out late. So we'll have to see. The same thing for Shakira's, right? Shakira's is not really getting blown out. Just little things here and there. Double dip is only sitting at 1-2, right? Well, only 3 games played. But I mean, they're there for the taking, right? I mean, no one. Tea Party's 5-0, but are they like a great 5-0? I don't know about that. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we'll do core 3. My bad about that.
No, you're no stress. So Quad 3, we have only 5 teams. We're looking at the schedule. We have the front runners, the Mavericks. We were kind of talking about them before.
Yeah.
We played route runners this past weekend.
Yep.
They won 47-26. Then we had Big Steppers versus Delicious and Delicious.
Vicious and Delicious?
Vicious and Delicious. 39-12. And then we had Route Robbers versus the Incredibles, where Incredibles took that 46-12. So looking at the standings, we have Mavericks 5-0, Incredibles 3-1, Route Runners 1-4. Vicious and Delicious 1-2, and then Big Steppers 0-3. So I think we kind of know our 2 front runners are gonna be Mavericks versus Incredibles. Last time they ended up playing, Incredibles were kind of late. I think Mavericks got a 12-point lead, ended up winning that game. We kind of talked about it, saying if Incredibles are going to want to beat the Mavericks, they're going to have to be there on time and kind of ready for them.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, I don't think anything else kind of looking at. It's going to be kind of interesting who gets that 3rd seed, because I think the 3rd seed's kind of open. I think Route Runners and I think the bottom 3 teams are kind of not, well, except for Big Steppers. I kind of watched Big Steppers play a couple of weeks ago. They're not the best team, but again, they're kind of getting used to stuff. But I guess it's still open. Compared to the 1 and 2 seed, I think that's going to be kind of locked up for those teams. The rest are open. It's also kind of interesting to see because one team doesn't make playoffs.
Sorry, yeah.
So it's top 4 that make playoffs in this division. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to make it. I believe it's going to be Big Steppers that are not going to make it, but you never know.
Yeah, 0-3.
We see some weird things. They only scored 24 points this season, so they're averaging 8 points per game, and they allowed 109. So they're averaging 8 points and allowing about 35 points, 36 points per game.
Well, I'm going to say, so I'm going to agree with you. I think Big Steppers is going to be the team on the outside looking in. First and foremost, because they took on Vicious and Delicious, right? They got smoked 39-12. So, I mean, that's not too good. And then they lost to them again. No, they're playing them. Actually, no, they're playing them on Sunday, actually. So they have a chance for redemption. I just don't know, right? 0-3 right now. They're struggling on offense. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to say 100% they're not going to make the playoffs because they definitely have a chance to. Will they? I just don't know, right? They've scored 24 points in 3 games. So that's not a good look.
No,
that is definitely not a good look.
But again, for them, they only played 3 games, so it's a long season. They still have 7 games left. So
very true.
But they're gonna have to step it up if they're gonna want to make a playoff spot.
Yeah. I will say shout out. Sorry to interrupt. Shout out quick. I want to say I watched the. I think it was the Incredibles. They were taking on. So it's Monday in Saint Laurent. They were taking on. Sorry, I just had it on my screen there. Yeah, Route Runners. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go to the stats. So I know Adam Malinoff had 5 TD receptions in that game. I had a chance to say what's up to him quickly before his game started. So I was scorekeeping on the opposite field, but it's always nice to go over and say what's up because he's a good dude. Yeah, shout out to him. At 5 TD catches on 7 receptions for 95 yards in that big 46-12 victory over the Roadrunners. So yeah, it's obviously a good showing for him. His quarterback Devin Sandler threw 7 touchdown passes. I've heard his name before. I hadn't really seen him play. So every chance I was just trying to look over and I was like, this kid's not bad. Devin Sandler's not bad. He kind of caught my eye a little bit and we'll see what he does after this. But yeah, big W for that squad there. 2 INTs all on defense as well for Malinov. So pretty good night for him and his team, the Incredibles.
Yeah, especially that it's a good win for them to win a game by 30 points. Doesn't matter how good the other team is or how bad the other team is, because teams could play down to the other teams, right? So the fact that
100%. Yep.
Good win, especially on a Monday at 9 o'clock in Saint Laurent. You know, something.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Everybody was tired.
9 o'clock. Yeah, exactly.
I hear you. All right, man. Let's go to co-ed 1.
Yeah.
Let's hop over there quick. This past week we had 3 games. The Grand Turks knocked off Kiss My Intone 34-30 this past Saturday in your neck of the woods in Broussard. Lego My Flag losing to the Merge in Chateauguay 30-28 on Sunday. Then this past Wednesday, last night actually, the Merge second victory in a row. They knocked off Fit Squad 32-25 at Mary Vic. This Sunday, Fit Squad against Lego My Flag in Chateauguay. And 2 games in Mary Vic. Monday, it's Fit Squad against Kiss My End Zone. And Wednesday, also at Mary Vic, the Merge against La Guerre de Tuc.
Yeah, I actually got to see that Tuc versus Kiss My End Zone. It was a pretty good
game.
Nice.
Okay.
I watched it. It was in the middle of it. It was a good game. I was surprised. I thought Kiss My End Zone was winning, and then I looked back and I said, did you guys win? Like, we lost. I was like, oh, what the hell? But the girl took shout out to them. I thought they were going to be one of the bottom teams, but they're 4-0. They're striding. They're winning games. We have to win games, and it's a good start for them. Still 6 games left. Anything could come. It could be anything could happen, but they had a great start.
Yeah, 100%. So one thing I noticed too that I was happy with was that. So you look at all 3 games that took place. So the 3 that I talked about, right? Like Guerre Took Kiss My End Zone, Lego My Flag, the Merge, and Fit Squad and the Merge. All 4 games are decided by less than a touchdown.
Yeah,
so it's pretty good, or a touchdown or less, I should say. So it's pretty good. Hopefully this week is the same thing.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of teams are balanced. I feel like the only team I think is cut off is Fit Squad. When other teams are full roster still there, but
they've been all right though. They haven't been horrible for Squad, man. They've been all right. They've been better than last year, I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. But again, one team doesn't make playoffs, so it's gonna be interesting. Down, you have Lego My Flag that 1-3, you have Fit Squad 1-3, Merge 2-3, and then Kiss My End Zone 2-1. So it takes Fit Squad, Lego My Flag to get 1 wins, and then we have like a 4-way tie for that bottom seed. So it's gonna be interesting. Down. When you get to week 8, week 9, it's going to be more interesting to kind of see who's fighting for a playoff spot. But we're looking to see who go ahead and win football next couple weeks.
Definitely. All right, man. Let's hop over to women's.
Yeah.
That's about 6 games that took place this past week. McGill, big 33-32 victory over the Rock. That was on Thursday, so outdoors in Laval. Looking to see how that game ended. Did not see that game, unfortunately, but basically, winning touchdown from Emily Adam to Stannis Q. My apologies, I'll get her name in a second. 8-yard touchdown, plus a 1-point conversion to get the W. So Emily Durocher, the quarterback for the Rock, she was picked off actually to kind of end the game. Let me just get the proper names here. My apologies. Durocher was picked off to end the game by Anne-Sophie Pete. I know in English it's Petrie. I don't know what it's French. I guess it's Pete in French. So that kind of put an end to that. But yeah, a good game between 2 teams. Yeah, so Mary Sandusky got the game winning touchdown for McGill. So McGill, big win for them. Again, knocking off the Rock. In terms of other action, Mercenaries beating Turf Titans 37-12. She Sparks, bit of an upset victory, knocking off Turf Titans 25-9. I had a chance to work the icy hot victory over the Rock 42-12. Now I did this game in Saint Laurent. Shout out to both teams. phenomenal players on both sides. It was like a 19-13 game at the half for Icy Hot, and then second half,
Just
I don't
turn
know. It's just yeah, yeah, it's weird because like um Icy, pardon me, the Rock scored like 20 points in that second. See, yeah, I don't know. The score. This is really weird. It's saying here that they scored 20 points in the second half. I can guarantee you that did not happen. I don't know what the website's showing one thing, but again, it was a 42-13 final. Like Icy Hot just turned it on in the second half, and the Rock tried it, and they have some good players. Just they couldn't keep up. Shout out though to the Rock. Like there was no quitting them. So players like Zoe Arsenault, I've seen her play a lot. Obviously Emily DeRoche, Ella May Dupuis. I met her a couple weeks ago. Scorekeeping. She seems pretty cool. She's a baller. Chippy, Chantel Brown, Chippy. Everyone calls her Chippy. She's super cool. A great player, both sides of the ball. She made some big plays. She almost had like this sweet one-handed catch. It was a deep ball, kind of thrown just over the defender. She had a one. It was kind of the throw was a little bit wide. She almost had a one-handed catch. Couldn't make the grab, but anyways, good players on their team, but they couldn't keep up with Icy High. Genevieve Fortier again doing what she does best. 6 TD passes in the game, put over 300 yards up. And Tyra's legacy, the real number 2 on that team. Shout out to Lori. But so Lori Willette, again, friend of the show. She's rocking number 18. Usually she's number 2. And she told me she's annoyed that she can't wear number 2. But I told her the 18 is looking kind of nice on her because she had a big game. She had a touchdown making plays all over the place as Lori does. But and Tyra's legacy had a touchdown. Jasmine Farmer, obviously a phenomenal player, usually of Sub-Zero, had a touchdown. Virginia Journal as well. 3 TDs in that game. She was on fire, catching pretty much everything. Almost it was thrown in her direction. That defense was on point too. Erica Bastian, I hadn't really seen her play too much. I've seen the name and I've seen her play here and there, but I had a chance to see her up close and personal. She was great. Jessica Bossy Tappan had 2 sacks, one of them for a safety as well, which really kind of turned the game for Icy Hot. Yeah, they just came out. They were the better team, and they came out and did what they needed to do and dominated again. 42-13 victory over the Rock. Again, it's the first time I've seen the Rock this year play. The score wasn't great, but I came away like impressed with some of the players that they have. It's going to take a little bit more time to really get things rolling, but they have a good team. Instead to keep on with the pace. The other field going on was Chaos against Wolfpack. I had a chance to watch that game. Chaos kind of dominated from start to finish. A bit surprising. I mean, Wolfpack is a veteran squad. I know we talked about that last week, right? Thought it'd be a bit closer of a game. It definitely was not, losing 40-6. I spoke to your homegirl Allison Sobel. I know she watches the podcast. She was good in the game. She had 6 TD passes, so that's impressive. Gigi was doing Gigi things, 3 TD receptions. Heidi, Kana Lynch had a touchdown reception. Marilyn Cesar, again, friend of the show. Emma as well, friend of the show. They both had a touchdown each. Their defense was really good. Lamise Junior was there. Shout out to her. She forced 3 turnovers from quarterback Mary Fournier, who had 3 INTs in the game. Lamise did tell me Quaysie she wants to be. She'll be on the podcast. I asked her to come on, so she will come on hopefully next week or the week after. Yeah, their defense was just on point. Much to your disappointment, I did ask Allison to come on the podcast. She said absolutely not. Come on, Allison. Come on. Now. You watch the podcast. Your mom watches the podcast. Come on now. Come on now. I'm calling you to come on now. But yeah, all jokes aside on that. So I was going to say Sub-Zero, pardon me. Chaos with a big 40-6 victory over the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it's very surprising. I figured, I know those. It's, I would say not rivalry game, but both these teams are kind of used to seeing each other.
Yeah. It's a rivalry. Yeah, I guess so a little bit. I mean,
Yeah,
you're right. The 2 veteran squads know each other. You're right. Yeah.
Each other. I feel like Wolfpack does usually a better job. I feel like Chaos end up usually winning this game, but the fact that Wolfpack only scored 6 points,
that's disappointing.
Shout out to Chaos defense. You know, they're as we could see that they're a good defense. They held Icy Hot to only 13 points. They ended up losing that game. They held Icy Hot to 13 points.
Yeah.
And the week before that, it was 26. But they're doing their thing right now. Chaos is doing their thing. They're getting their name out there as well too, right? They're a team that I feel like they get better every year, and they make add-ons. Their additions are good. Usually comes in their favor. So good for them. Going into next week, they get to play AC Hot on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. So they play McGill and they play Ice Hot. So we got 2 games going to next week.
Yeah.
2 good teams. McGill's coming off
should be good
as well too, 33-32. So maybe they could come in there with motivation playing Chaos, and then Chaos gets Icy Hot as well. So just kind of schedule for Icy Hot. It's gonna be coming up.
Yeah, 100%. I will say Icy Hot, good job for them. They laid a beat down on McGill uh Tuesday night, Mary Vic 27-20. So McGill had a big win to start the week, but then got smoked to end week 5. But like I say, yeah, Wolfpack Mercenaries coming up, McGill Chaos, like you said. Turf Titans in the Rock. I'm actually looking forward to Turf Titans in the Rock. Can Turf Titans rebound from that upset loss to She Sparks? We'll find out. Against the Rock, I mean, it should be a good team between two teams who aren't too far from each other in terms of talent and skill. And yeah, like I said, Chaos and Icy Hot, that should be the game of the week. Like I said, Wednesday the 15th at Mary Vic.
Yes, sir. It's also pretty cool. We're getting the pictures kind of up.
Yeah.
So when you get into the website, you kind of can see the pictures of the players and stuff, which is always pretty cool to see.
Well, I'm gonna say I appreciate that. I took Icy Hot's picture and I took the Ross picture. So I appreciate the kind words, sir.
Yeah. So both of those teams are up, which is cool.
Have you figured out how to take individual pictures on Leaf Suite? Because I've been trying and I can't.
No, I have not. I haven't.
Right. Fair enough. Both of us have no idea what we're doing, but it's all right.
I haven't tried. If I do try and I do successfully do it, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's it for women's one. Let's go to tier. Oh, we have men's competitive left.
Yes, sir. So, yep. So they had no games in intermediate
for this week, or they had no games in general.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. Quick. Ali Reza was in our ear. Yeah, sorry for we neither of us did any intermediate games.
Yeah, exactly. So none of us did
yeah.
Games. Looking at the teams, we have backfield penetration that's kind of destroying everybody right now. They beat Blue Dry 34-6, and they also played Green Monster and they won 48-24. So just kind of looking at the standings, Green Monster is 3-2, Blue Dry is 3-1, Backfield's 2-1, Pack is back as 2-2, and then Griffin Nation's 1-4. So the fact that Backfield was able to beat Blue Dry and Green Monster, it's pretty good for them because right now they beat the two top teams that are in the lead. Backfield has only played 3 games. That's the reason why, if you check the playoff standing, they're in the 3rd spot, but they beat 2 of the top teams. So that's good on them. I believe they do have a loss, though. They do have a loss versus Blue Dry. So they lost versus Blue Dry 38-34, and then they end up beating them 34-6 the following week. So they played September 28th, and then they played October 2nd. So that's going to be interesting how that's going to fold out going further into the season. We're only, for this division, there's only 5 teams. So everyone's playing each other at least twice or 3 times going into the season. So even though you beat that team once, you're probably going to play them again, maybe again after that. So that's interesting how you beat a team once and then lose against them and then beat them again. So that's going to be interesting. Regarding the schedule for some other games, Green Monster beat Pack is Back. Blue Dry destroyed Griffin Nation 60-14. So shout out to them putting a 60 burger. It's always nice to see. It's always nice to see scoring that many points. A lot of guys get fed the ball. A lot of guys got to talk about how many touchdowns they scored. So that's also pretty cool. You drive home pretty happy. They played Friday, October 3rd. So a nice Friday night outdoors. They get to enjoy their weekend having a big game like that. Pack is Back, beat Griffin Nation. So we kind of can see the bottom team this year is Griffin Nation, 0-4, 94 point score, 159 points against. Their minus thing is 65. So again, also interesting thing is that there's only one team that doesn't make playoffs. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think I don't want to talk too soon, but it seems like Griff Nation is going to be the team that's not going to be making playoffs this year. They lost versus Green Monster 35-32. They lost versus Blue Dry 28-24. So I mean that's pretty close for them. Then they lose versus Blue Dry again 60-14. So it's kind of weird. You lose versus a team by 4, and then you lose by 44. That's a big jump. and then they lose versus Pack. Pack is back by 12. So some of the games are pretty close. I'm gonna take back what I said. They're not gonna make playoffs. They're gonna need a win though. They play back. The next game they play is backfield presentation. That's gonna be on Tuesday, October 14th. So today's the 9th. So that's gonna be next week, Tuesday. So that's a game that they're gonna have to win. Pack it back. They're gonna have to start winning games because the fact that they're 0-4 and only one team doesn't make playoffs, they're gonna have to start. They're gonna have to start trying to make a catch up. Because when it goes to week 7 and they're 0-7, that's going to be the point where they're in playoffs. They want to go into week 7 at least 2-5, and they're going to have a good chance to be making playoffs. Going into week 6, we only have 2 games. So we have Blue Drive versus Pack is Back, and then you have Griffin Nation versus Backfield Penetration. So 2 big games for both teams. A lot. Both teams kind of need wins here. Pack is Back is definitely going to want to win here. Blue Jays definitely want to win here. Griffin Nation's definitely going to want to win here, and Backfield's definitely going to want to win. I feel like if Backfield ends up winning this game, I believe they jump in as the number 1 seed, being 33-1. They should actually jump in the number 1 seed because they'll have more points for because Blue Dry and Green Monster are on bye week. So for them, it's going to be a big week. I'm sure they're going to want to see themselves on top of the seedings. But that's it for intermediate. Yeah, that's it for intermediate. So if you're going into competitive, looking at the games that were played. So I don't think I did competitive. Let's double check. No, I didn't do any competitive games. I don't think Brent did any competitive games either. No, we didn't score competitive games. But just looking at it, week 5 we had Has-Beens versus Montreal Magics. So Montreal Magics. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I did competitive. I did that game. Yeah, I did. I ended up scoring that game. Montreal Magic did what they usually do. Dan Lazare had a great game. Has-Beens were without their quarterback. I believe they brought in who played quarterback for this game again? Let me just look at the roster. It wasn't their regular quarterback. It was Dimitri. Yeah, so they brought Dimitri Sandois. I horrible pronounce the last name, but he's the current. Though he was the quarterback that played for McGill. I think 2 years ago. He ended up going to Japan to play over there. So he's kind of getting used to 5-on-5 football. Great guy, great teammate. I played with him when we were at Vanier. Super cool guy, and I also played against him when he was at McGill. So he's kind of getting used to 5-on-5. He's getting interested with the sport. He knows that it's kind of completely different compared to 11-11 and CFL rules and stuff like that. So he didn't play that bad either. But again, Montreal Magic is a good team. You have studs like Jean Slee, you have AJ, you have Dan Lazara, you had Serge. So they were a big team to play against. So the fact that Has-Beens had to play against them week 5 is it's not the easiest thing to do. They end up losing 46-30. And then the following day, Montreal Magic played KGP at 9 a.m. So it's not the best time to play. They played at Stade Hubert. Montreal Magic won that game 53-32. So they took care of business there. Braves played Raw Dogs on Tuesday. Braves got the win 46-34. And then KGP played Raw Dogs on Wednesday. Yeah, so that was yesterday. And KGP actually won. They won 34-16. So if we're looking at the standings going into look at the playoffs, there's only one team that doesn't make playoffs. Has-Beens still are 0-4, looking for their first win. Raw Dogs 1-3. They gotta step it up. KGP 2-2, middle of the pack. Montreal Magic's 3-1, and Braves are 4-0. So a lot of football left. Has-Beens are looking for their first win. Going into this week, we're going to have 2 games. We are going to have a rematch between Braves versus Montreal Magic. That's October 13th, so that's going to be next week. And then we're going to have Raw Dogs versus Braves October 14th. So that's going to be interesting. Braves and Magic played already, I think, week 4, where Braves won 54-6, which is kind of crazy. But Montreal Magic was missing the quarterback, a lot of the receivers. So going into this Monday, it's going to be interesting to see who's the roster that Montreal Magic is going to come up with, and if they're able to kind of change the score of what happened on week 4. Because losing 54-6 is actually kind of crazy to lose by 48 points. But again, when you're missing half your roster, it doesn't help. But still, it's a big chunk to lose by 48 points. And then Raw Dogs versus Braves. Raw Dogs is usually when they play Braves, they do a pretty good job. So it's gonna be interesting to see the fact that Raw Dogs are 1-3 this year. It's gonna be interesting to see this matchup. I think Raw Dogs sometimes Braves. It's like their kryptonite. So it's gonna be interesting to see Raw Dogs play Braves. Braves get 2 big matchups. Montreal Magic is looking for a little revenge. The fact that Braves did beat them, and then Raw Dogs again. They're gonna try to start off with a good week, being 1-3, trying to move into 2-3 going into the next week. So that's pretty much it for competitive. It's pretty much it for competitive right now. I'm just trying to look at the stats. Something also interesting to see: Dan Lazera in 3 games, thrown 22 touchdowns and no INTs. He's the only quarterback right now with no INTs. Usually, John Mayer is also quarterback with no INTs. I think he had a season, or he had a stat where he had like 50 something touchdowns, no INTs, but he's thrown 2 already. So it's interesting to see how many more touchdowns Dan's going to throw before he throws an INT, or if he's even going to throw INT this year. It'll be interesting to see. Something else. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for competitive. So we told you guys for tier 5 to tier 1, we did competitive, intermediate, we did co-ed, we did women's 1, and we also did co-ed. Yeah, so we did pretty much all it. Talked about everything. We have a lot of good football coming up this weekend. The weather's still pretty nice too, so hopefully we continue having good weather, because I know it's gonna suck to play when it comes like a bit after October, or even now the weather's not bad, but when it comes maybe next week when it gets a bit colder, it's going to be unfortunate when you have to play in Laval at Friday, or Friday night in Laval when it's super cold, or even on Sundays when you have to play at Stade Hubert at 9-10 a.m. and it's like -2 outside. It's not going to be fun to wake up in the morning to go through that. So that's it for the divisions. We're going to go to our segment. Kind of just waiting for Brent to come back, but kind of just talk about our segment that we have. So we have 2 segments. We have the fantasy draft that me and Brent will talk about it, and then we also have just gonna pull it up here. Yeah, so we have S.B.C.T. So sit, bench, cut, trade. So the players that we have this week is. Here. I'm also going to open up the results to people said about it. Okay, so S.B.C.T. So sit, bench, cut, trade. So the guys that we put this week is Phil Cutler, Nicholas Chauffeur, Jeff Rosenblatt, and Brady. Ido Johansson. So that's pretty much the best last name I pronounced so far. But so these are 4 guys that have it. Brent's back. So Brent, I guess I'll tell you. I'll say my what I think of who should sit, bench, cut, trade. And I'm gonna start. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I'm gonna start with Phil Cutler. Phil Cutler is going to be my start. He is my quarterback. And one thing I do say about Phil Cutler is that he's getting better. I don't think he's going to get worse. So he's not going to downgrade. He's only going to upgrade moving forward. Right. So that's going to be my start. My bench, I'm going to bench Brady.
Okay.
I'm going to bench Brady. The reason why I'm benching Brady is that he's shown the last couple seasons that he's a quarterback. During the regular season, he's a dog. Okay. His stats are always super good. He always brings his team. He always wins games for his team. Usually their team ends up being 8-2. Their any team that Brady plays on, their defense is not good. The reason why these guys win games is because of him. Playoffs, different story, but regular season, great guy to have for regular season. So these guys are all quarterbacks. I think if I have him, if for some reason Phil gets hurt and I have Brady as my backup, I'm not complaining. I know I'm going to win games.
Okay.
I'm going to, so I have Nicholas and Jeff.
Okay.
I'm going to I don't know. I'm going to trade Jeff. I'm gonna cut Nicholas. I'm gonna trade Jeff. The reason why I'm trading Jeff. Okay, so the reason why I'm cutting Nicholas is that I feel like he's not consistent. I feel like he has a lot of years where he's up and then he's down and then he's back up and he's down. You never know what you're gonna get. Even during some games, it's like, oh, who am I gonna get? I'm gonna get a guy that's gonna go off and throw 6 touchdowns, 200 yards, or I'm gonna get a guy that's gonna throw 3 INTs and score 0 points.
Okay.
Going into that finals where they went Division 2, I think it was last year.
Yeah, Division B where they
Division B where they scored 0 points. Like it's kind of like the point where we saw kind of Alexis Dubois at quarterback, and I said I never want to see this guy playing quarterback ever again. Like it kind of left me a bad taste in the mouth.
I feel the same way about watching Alexis play quarterback, but all right.
It kind of left me a bad congrats, you guys made it to the finals. It is what it is, but just something rubbed off wrong there. So I'm gonna I'm gonna keep Jeff. I'm going to trade Jeff. The only reason why I'm doing that is also because Jeff is balanced. I feel like Jeff is just balanced. It is what it is. He plays good. He plays bad, but he doesn't play horrible. He doesn't play amazing. But I feel like he's just balanced. Like, he does play horrible, but not to the point where I'm just like, I'm not surprised.
I was going to say, okay, all right.
I'm not surprised about it. Nicholas, when he plays bad, it's just surprising because he's a good athlete. He has a good ball. But sometimes when he plays, I'm like, how do you play this bad? Like, you're not that bad of a player. When it becomes Jeff, I'm just like, oh, you know what? We're like, oh, guys, Jeff threw 4 INTs. I'm not like, oh, I'm surprised. I'm like, it's Jeff.
Right.
Also, when Jeff throws 7 touchdowns and no INTs, I'm not. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised either. I'm like, oh, it's Jeff. When Nicholas throws 7 INTs, I'm like, oh, that's something that should always happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
When he's throwing INTs, I'm just like, that shouldn't be happening. Like he's too good of a quarterback to be doing that. When it comes to Jeff, it's like balance, So I can't get mad at Jeff if he's throwing INTs, and then I can't get super happy if he's throwing like touchdowns. But like Nick, like if you throw 4 INTs, I'm pissed.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's my sit, bench, cut, and trade.
Okay, so this recap. So you're cutting Brady, you said?
No, I'm Brady's on my bench.
Okay, Brady's on your bench. You're cutting Nick.
I'm trading Jeff, and I'm starting.
Okay. All right. Okay, so again, the homerism for your quarterback or your buddy Phil Cutler. All right. I'm going to. That's a good question. Actually, shoot. I'm actually gonna. This is a tough one. I know you said it earlier in the week, and I was impressed by your list. Thinking about it, though, you know what? I'm going to cut Phil Cutler.
Okay. So
I'm going to cut Phil because I'm saying it because is Phil a talented quarterback? Yeah, for sure he is. I just think I haven't seen him win anything in Division 1 in a long time. I feel he starts falling in love with the deep ball, and when his team gets behind by more than the 2 touchdowns, I wouldn't put money on him to be able to come back. Is he talented? Yeah, 100%. I know I've heard the arguments that some people say, well, he's kind of held back by his core. And I mean, that's, as you would know, his core, the guys like Brandon Parham and James Akers, they're talented players. Are they getting up there in age? Yeah, they are, but so a talented crew. I just think there's a ceiling in terms of how far Phil Cutler can get you, especially in Division 1, which is why KGP and KGP Champs and KGP Origins, they used to struggle in the highest division. Even in Tier 2, he's a really good Tier 2 quarterback. I think there's better quarterbacks than him. I'm cutting for Cutler. I'm going to. It's tough here. I think in terms of who I'm going to start, I'm gonna start Jeff, not because he's paying us. I'm gonna start Jeff actually because I think he finally got the monkey off of his back by winning a championship. And so I've scored kept the number of his games so far this fall season. He's been on point. You're 100% right where he could throw 7 TDs and then throw 5 interceptions in another game. Haven't seen the latter yet. I've only been seeing really good Jeff. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's looking a little bit more mobile. He's looked a little bit better in bigger games as well. So I'm going to start Jeff as my quarterback. I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna trade Nick Schaefer. Out of all those quarterbacks, I think he has the most talent. He has the strongest arm. I can't get over that 0 points in the championship game, especially when you have the weapons that he had at receiver. Lost against Jeff as well, right? So that's also something I can't forget about in Division B this past spring.
True.
He has a lot of talent, Schaefer. I thought for a long time. I've written about him many seasons. And I think as a pure quarterback, he has the most talent. But sometimes in those big games, like I say, he can't always be trusted. So got to get rid of him, got to trade him. And I have a bench Brady. I like Brady, stand-up guy, great defender as a quarterback. Does he throw the greatest ball sometimes? No, but he's accurate. He does have a cannon for an arm. I would have him like he's a guy I could look to my bench and be like, all right, you got to get in there and make a play. And I have all the faith in the world he'll make a play. So I'm benching him, but not because he's horrible, not because he's played bad. I think he's the type of guy that you need a spark, you put him in there. He could definitely be a starter. I just think Jeff's been a little bit better than him, which is why I'm going to start Jeff and have Brady come off the bench.
Okay. Interesting. To kind of look at some of the results.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me open up here. Results. So we have come here. So there's 4 or 5 people answered. So people didn't really answer. We have people that just says they literally say start Brady or start Lee. We have one that says start Brady, bench Jeff, cut Nicholas, and then trade Cutler. And then we have one that says start Phil Cutler. So I mean, people are reacting, just they're not really answering the way it should be done, but it is what it is. So that's the segment for start, bench, cut, trade for this week. Again, we're gonna have one of these for every week. It's gonna be different players, and then we're gonna, as you guys, the audience and the viewers, you guys are gonna see kind of reaction, what we think, and also for the people that also are answering, we get to see how your reaction, what you guys think as well. So it's pretty cool. We're gonna finish with our second week of draft, our second week of our fantasy FPF draft that we're doing. So kind of the same thing we did last week, where again we have 11 players that we're drafting from. It's from tier 1 to 5, and then women's 1, competitive, intermediate, co-ed 1, 2, and 3. So again, how it works, one of us are gonna. I think I drafted first last week, so Brent's gonna draft first this week. We have a wheel that you guys can kind of see on the page. It's gonna show all the divisions. It's gonna end up spinning. Whatever division it lands on is the division that we pick from. Brent's gonna pick first. I'm gonna pick second, and then we're gonna go alternate with each other. Again, kind of the base rules is that we can't draft the same player. So if you're drafted, you can't be drafted again. That's going to be just exactly. So if you're drafted, make sure it counts the week you drafted. So if you're drafted on a team, try to score as much touchdowns as possible so you have a good week. But after that, you can't be drafted again.
There you go. I like a lot of the players I had last week. Quickly go over my roster. I had Gigi, Curtis Ryan, Xavier Couture, Tristan Toussaint, Felix Boutte, Gab Charles Champagne, Jonathan Bottazzi, Mary Joel Vandell, Ivan Desjardins, Matthew Antonios, and Thomas Couture. So I got a lot of points from my guys and my ladies. So let's give a good time rolling.
Something also to mention is that so me and Brent are going to tally up the points. If for some reason if you're not there at your game where you should be playing, because it's every week, right? So if you're not there, if you're not playing, we're gonna basically add it for next week. So maybe the results are not gonna come right away because we're kind of waiting to see when you play, so we could kind of put it up for you guys. Because we're gonna have like a post to see who wins every single week. So even though the draft was last Thursday and we're coming into this Thursday, we'll probably maybe only have results for you guys for next Thursday for the first week, and it'll be probably the same thing. Yeah. We're always going to maybe be a week later to post the results to see who wins. Me and Brent we still don't have an idea on what's the punishment it's going to be.
Or the prize. I like where your head's at. You're talking about what's the punishment, conceding already that you've lost to me. So I appreciate that. Good stuff. I said you're talking about what's the punishment. You're already conceding the fact that you're going to lose to me. So I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at. It's good shit.
No, it's not that. Just to put out there.
I got you.
We should think of idea by at least next week. We're meeting. We're gonna talk. We're gonna kind of see, and then we'll let you guys know what the stakes are for.
Or you know what? We invite you guys at home. Everyone is listening. If you guys want to come up with some ideas, we can definitely go through a couple of them next week. So you know that's so all you fans, all you guys watching, all the ladies watching, feel free to come up with some ideas of what the loser has to do. Could be a cash payment. Could be have to do something. A dare. Yeah, I know not high school anymore, but anything.
What we'll do is we'll make a post on Instagram and see if you guys can draft and I could pick idea from there.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, so let's start this. Let's start this draft.
Ali Reza, fire up the wheel, my friend. Fire it up. Let's get her done.
So we got
three. Ooh, okay. Co-ed numero trois. Wait, let's go. All right. Let's see here. Co-ed 3. Who do I want to pick in co-ed 3 here? So co-ed 3. Who do we pick? Yeah, so I can't pick Xavier Couture, obviously. No. You know what? I'm gonna pick Adam Malinoff. There you go.
Ooh.
Talked about it earlier. Adam Malinoff. Let's go. Not as a quarterback, as like a two-way player, receiver, defender.
Okay. Three. Now we get a timer. Now you want to put a timer.
Yeah. Sorry, good job, Ali Reza.
Last week, Brent was taking 3 minutes for his pick.
Hey, you can't rush greatness. I'm going to finish in first place for a reason, my friend. I got to put the time and the dedication, the integrity, the intensity, the 3 eyes, my friend. Got to put them in there, my friend. All right.
I'm going to take the quarterback. Do I want the quarterback? Do I want to go back there? No, sorry.
I mean, that's more than 20 seconds there, buddy, already there. Yeah.
Okay, anyways, I'm going to take Nicholas from Incredibles. I'm going to take Nicholas Zarhertos.
Okay. Is he? I don't think he's a quarterback, dude. But all right.
No, he's a receiver. I'm taking a receiver.
Yeah. Okay. He's a good dude. I've seen him play a lot. He's good. He could play. Zarhertos, I think it is. Yeah, he could play.
Okay, so that's co-ed 1. Co-ed 3.
Co-ed 3, yep.
Okay. All right, we can spin the wheel. Tier 4.
Tier 4, okay.
Tier 4. All
so
right.
Let me hop over to Tier 4 here. Tier 4. All right. I think I'm going to take for Tier 4.
I get to pick first.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Right. Just to make sure, the twin, you took Jonathan, right, last week?
Yeah, I took Jonathan Batazzi. I took... Let me double check. I think I took Matthew. Hold on.
Which one did you? I think you took Jonathan. Yeah, I think you took Jonathan. Maybe. Anyways, I'm taking Ryan Vanslet.
Okay. Yeah, I took Jonathan last week. Yeah, you're right. I took Jonathan. I think I took Jonathan and I meant to take Matthew, but no. I took Jonathan. Took the receiver. Okay. You're taking Ryan's Vanslet. Okay, cool. I'm going to take. It's a tough one here. It's a tough one. I'm going to take Alex O'Neal.
Alex O'Neal.
The Briscoe. Hold on, wait a second. No, sorry, my bad. Hold on, my bad. Hold on, I got a little ahead of myself here. I'm gonna take. Hmm. Um, I do like this guy. This guy can ball. I'm gonna take. Sorry, yeah, 50. Don't rush me. 15 seconds. All right, hold on here. Let's see. All right, all right. Shoot, my bad. Okay, 10 seconds remaining. I'm gonna take. Yeah. Don't rush me. Rush me. All right. Okay. I'm gonna take from Voodoo Kevin Marcel.
Kevin Marcel. You can't take Kevin Marcel. I already took Kevin
Oh,
Marcel.
you took him last week. Okay, my bad. Shoot. Okay, sorry. All right, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna take. Okay. Here, I'll make it simple. I'm gonna take. Damn you, underrated player. I'm gonna take Dylan Murovitz from Toon Squad.
Okay.
There we go.
We
Wait a
do.
second.
It's gonna be crazy when we get to like week 4, week 5. We're gonna have to really look at.
Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you pick somebody if I can't pick them after. Like I
Yeah.
thought it was just.
They're completely
Oh,
out.
okay, completely off the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be a point where
Okay.
everyone should get drafted. Well,
Okay.
a lot of people
Okay.
should be drafted because we're picking 22 players per week, right?
Yeah. Okay.
The point where everyone's going to get a
Okay.
chance to get drafted and kind of show their skills and
That's fair.
the recognition of who they are. So,
Okay. Cool. All right.
so
Spin the wheel, my friend. Or did you? Yeah, you picked. Who'd you pick?
Ryan Vanslet.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So
You pick next.
intermediate. All right. 5v5 intermediate. Who am I picking here? 5v5. Okay. Intermediate. I'm going to go with. Okay, so I picked Desjardins last week. I'm gonna pick. Did you pick Sam Anastasopoulos? I can't pronounce the last name. Anastasopoulos. No. Okay, so that's my main man of the commission. I'm gonna pick Sam Anastasopoulos. Anastopoulos, I think is his last name. Sorry, my bad, Sam. Sam the man.
I'm going to take Anthony Lazara.
Hey, good choice. Another former commission. All right. Anastopoulos. Okay, so this is intermediate. Okay. All right. Let's spin the wheel.
Tier 5.
Pack. Oof.
Tier 5.
Where's the website? All right, here we go.
I'm going to take.
Indeed, yes.
I'm gonna take Austin Yazbik McDonald.
Yeah, I like that kid. Damn, he was one of my secrets. Okay, good player. All right. I'm gonna pick from Illegal Alien. I'm going to pick, God, Tristan Kutsumbas from Illegal Alien. He leads this division in receiving yards. He leads the division in touchdowns. I'm taking from Illegal Alien. This is tier 5. Yeah, so Tristan Kutsumbas.
Okay, we can spin the wheel.
Cool. Yep. Co-ed 1. All right, let's see. Co-ed 1 here. This is interesting. A lot of players to choose from. Co-ed 1. Where am I going? Let's see. So last week I picked her. Okay. I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna roll with this here. I'm gonna actually no, let me slow my roll here. I'm gonna say I'm debating about going a certain position here, but I'm gonna say let me be easy on this. I'm gonna say um I know the time is going, probably have 20 seconds left. Mm, 2 seconds left. All right, fine. All right, my bad. I'm gonna pick Sanders. Or did you pick Sanders last week? Oh, you chose Sanders. Damn it. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with the center, the snapper, Victor Boutte.
Okay. I'm going Chelsea and Lexi.
All right. Damn, I should have done that myself too. All right. Fair enough. All right. All right. All right. Damn it. Shoot.
Bro, Victor is leading. Who do you take, sorry?
Victor Boutte and the snapper. He leads in
Leading,
receptions. He leads in touchdowns. Yeah, I'm good.
Chelsea is right under him.
So
Okay,
Cole at one.
we just spin the wheel. We're missing 6 left.
Tier 3. Ooh, okay, here we go.
Who did I like?
Tier 3. Those tres. Ooh, indeed. Here we go. Here we go. Bang, bang.
I'm gonna take Felix Fontaine Lafouche.
Yeah, from Jagabah. Yeah, he's a good player, man. Make a ball. Oh, you picked him, man. Shoot. Okay. You picked Manu, right? Last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Damn you. Can't take Curtis Ron again, unfortunately. Solid player. You know what? I'm gonna take a chance on this guy. I've seen him play a couple games. I like what I've seen. I'm going to go here with. Actually. Hmm. Okay, sorry. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna go with. Nah, I can't. Shoot, I can't go with him. You know what? Actually, yeah. I know. I'm gonna do it. I talked about him earlier. I talked about this guy earlier. I want to go with Julian Nelson from Mofos.
Okay.
He's an integral part, both sides of the ball. He gets the ball on offense a lot, and he's a good player on defense. Julian Nelson from Mofos.
All right. We could spin the wheel.
Tier 1. Ooh, here we go, baby. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so tier 1. I'm going to say here. Okay, so you picked Kevin, right? Last week, I believe.
Yeah, as my quarterback.
All right, so you pick Kevin. I can't take Jones Lee. So I'm gonna go with the next best quarterback in Joe Mayer from the Braves.
The Braves. Um, interesting.
Oh, I should have done that instead. Oh. So quarterback.
Sometimes you look at matchups too.
7. Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna take Rory. Yeah, I'm gonna take Rory.
Okay.
He has a good matchup. He's playing Vultures. He should eat.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ben, play some defense. Come on now, Rush, do something. Damn. Rory, call Sean. Rory, just take a break. Get Sean back in here. It's been a minute.
Okay, so we can spin.
Tier 2.
It's women's 1.
Women's 1. All right.
Women's 1. Just snuck right in there.
All right. Okay. It's gonna be interesting, my friend. I'm gonna pick. Oh no, it's your turn. My bad. Yeah, you're first. Sorry.
I'm here looking at matchups.
Yeah, fair enough. That's what you should.
Who's Icy Hot playing?
I'm wondering the same thing. I see who they play. Oh, this would be a good matchup, actually. Shoot.
Okay, I'm going. Who's the? the stress. Mikhail's playing McGill. I'm gonna take. I know. I'm gonna go Emma.
Ah, damn, that's exactly what I was gonna take. Damn you. That's exactly what I was gonna take. Shoot. Okay. You know what? You take Emma. That's cool. Bastard. All right. So you take Emma. Give me 10 seconds. I just want to double check something right here before I shoot my mouth off. I'm going to take, because she hasn't played yet. I think I'm rolling. Yeah, Jasmine Farmer.
Okay.
Jasmine Farmer from Icy Hot.
Okay. That's a lot of. That's good. Okay.
I saw her play this. I've seen her play a ton of times over the years, but I saw her play this past Monday, like I said. And yeah, she's all over the field taking Jasmine Farmer. I mean, there's a ton of options you could choose from Icy Hot. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
and I
right.
think I want to see Jasmine Farmer actually going up against Emma. Both players have size, great on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, tomorrow's Tuesday, so
Tomorrow is
I'm
Friday.
So I'm gonna sorry, Friday. So I'm gonna get Chaos versus McGill. You're gonna get Icy Hot versus Chaos. So Emma, you're not gonna get Emma versus. Well, my points are gonna be for McGill. Your points are gonna be for Chaos.
True. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah,
So,
it's all good. It's all good.
all right, we can spin it. I think Giants are leading right now.
Giants are up.
Yeah,
I think
27.
they're by 10.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was talking to a buddy of mine. You know, I say so AJ and all the other Philly. You know, actually, I'm gonna shut my mouth because it's the Giants. There's lots of time to come back. 27-17. Yeah, that's funny. So AJ on Sunday, AJ being doing what he does best, yapping his mouth to me. Oh, the Eagles this and the Eagles that. Oh, Niners. Oh, Niners are 4-1. Like, all right. Anyways, keep talking trash. Last time I checked, the Niners had a beat down on Philly in Philly. Like this year, Philly's not as good as they would have you believe with their 4-1 record. To lose to the Giants, that just proves my point. But again, 27-17, end of the third quarter, still lots of time. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Giants maybe a little bit better than we thought. Jackson Dart, looks like he's all right.
Yeah, I know. No, it's so
5v5 competitive.
We got competitive.
Yep. And that's what the Giants are making this game right now. Anyways, sure. 5v5 competitive. Oh, I should have. I'm stupid. I should have just done that instead. Anyways, okay, my bad. Go for it.
I'm gonna pick my quarterback here.
Damn. Okay.
Oh yeah, Brent, I think you're first.
Oh yeah. Shoot. I mean,
Brent, you have your quarterback ready.
Yeah. I should have picked Dan. I should have waited. All right, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go here. Let's see. You have Rory already. I picked Gabe already, so I can't take him. I'm gonna pick James Drysdale.
Okay.
I did. Where you know what? Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Should I say on defensive Drysdale? Yeah, why not James Drysdale?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Phil Cutler.
Ride or die, Ride or die for your boy. Okay.
No, I like he's playing has-beens. It's a good matchup.
Okay, yeah, that's some points right there for sure. Yeah.
It's has-beens.
Yeah.
Montreal Magic is playing Braves. You know, that should be a low-scoring game. Has-beens defense is not the best. It's a good game. It's a good matchup for Phil.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna call the upset and say has-beens are gonna pull out the victory.
I don't think so.
You never know. All right.
Co-ed
2.
So remember, we take a minimum of 2 females. So
yeah, I got one already, my friend. Yeah. I'm already covered there.
Let me
see what the lady I want to get on my team here. A lot of good options to choose from. So Jasmine Farmer, I'm gonna pick. Good question here. Shoot. You know, yeah. I know exactly who I'm picking. Hold on. Let me just get her name. Alexandre LeBlanc. Alexandre LeBlanc from Mixed Lodge. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. She could ball. I've talked about her on the podcast before. Alexandre LeBlanc from Miss Solange. She is a player. If you haven't seen her play, watch her play. One of the top players on this team.
Okay. I'm gonna take Leah Grass.
Abiga.
Yeah, take a look.
Yeah, the Abiga. I think the longest female like in like the history of FPF. She's good people too. She's awesome. She could ball.
Plays a rusher. She's a rusher. She plays every position, to be honest with you.
She could catch. She could defend. Yeah, a great rusher. Good people too. She's cool.
She has a great leg too. She kicks for. She plays for the Patriots.
That's right. That's right. You were saying that's true. That's true.
Yeah, she's a kicker
That's
too.
true.
But too bad we don't get kicker points because she'd be great. But
If field goals ever come to FPF, she's the first person I'm like, hey, come play on my team and kick some field goals, please, because she should be able to kick some field goals. Like, yeah.
So who did you take?
I took Alexandre LeBlanc.
Okay, LeBlanc. Yeah, okay, yeah, she's a stud.
Number 7 for Mr. Love. She could play. Great hands, and she could cover a lot of field on defense. I've been a fan of hers for a while. Like watching her play, like she can play. So I have no problem taking her on my team.
And the last thing is tier 2.
Tier 2, yep.
And I believe I picked first.
Yep. You're up first.
And I'm going to take. What we got here? I'm gonna take. I think Dondre.
Dondre Borden. All right, that's fair. All right. Okay. I'm gonna take a guy who is just as long, maybe even longer, actually, and a guy who is a great defender, make a lot of plays. I'm going to go with Ahmed Bubakar. Stinger safety, boyfriend of Sarah Parker, good dude.
From Heart 8.
Yep, from Heart 8, 100%. He's a player. Both sides of the ball, man. Brother can make some plays. He has a nose for the ball, obviously. Great safety as well. So I'm picking up my squad.
Yeah, sick player. Okay, so that's it for the draft. It's 11 players going both sides. So it's going to be nice to see how the result's going to work. For the people that are listening, so basically the players, if they have a game today, it does not count.
Okay.
Basically, if they play tomorrow, that's where their stats are going to count, and then further on. And again, how we mentioned it, let's just say you had a player playing on Saturday or Sunday, whatever, they don't make that game, it will roll into the next time they play, and then that's how the results are going to go on. We have the results posted on our Instagram, so if you guys get the chance, you guys kind of look to see how that works. And every week, as we said, we're going to be drafting players. We can't, as soon as you get drafted once, you can't be drafted again. So a lot of people are going to be drafted into this. So it's going to be interesting to see how people perform. And also see how many points, who could get the most amount of points as a player. I think Felix Boutet is pretty high with the performance he had for last week.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be hard to beat.
My man.
Kevin Wyeth also had a lot of points too with his 9 touchdowns, so it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, so hopefully by I would say by after the weekend, maybe most of the results are going to be posted. I know some players I picked last week didn't play, so they're going to have to play their games. And I'm pretty sure Brent, you probably have a few players also that didn't play.
Yeah.
By next week, we should have the first week of the results up to see who won, and then we're going to go from there.
All right.
Something that's also was pretty cool that happened on I want to say Sunday. We had Buffalo playing Patriots.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, halftime. Yep.
Yeah, Buffalo playing Patriots. Patriots, huge upset. Congrats to them. Yep. But we also had the Canadian women's flag football team got to play at halftime. So I was scrolling on Instagram, kind of looking at some of the girls' posts, and also how Canada's Instagram. The experience looked incredible. The fact that they're able to be kind of acknowledged in that situation where they got to play in a stadium that was literally packed full.
Yep.
They got to show their skills for all the people kind of watching and stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were kind of also confused too. We're going to go see a football game, see the Patriots versus Buffalo, and then all of a sudden you get to see a flag game that got to happen too. So it's pretty cool. Great exposure for our team, and experience of insane. And then again, they also got to watch an amazing game. They probably got to see one of the best quarterbacks so far, Josh Allen. So it's pretty cool. see a player.
Yeah, you get to see Josh Allen, a little breakout game for Drake May. Shout out to Team Canada, the ladies team, Team USA, for the women's team. Team USA, I know got the victory. I think Canada opened the scoring. Team USA won. The only thing I was disappointed about was I would have hoped. I mean, this is it's more on NBC, right? NBC has the rights to the game. TSN gets to show the game off of NBC's broadcast. I was a little disappointed that like they couldn't have maybe like on one of the TSN channels they could be showing the game, showing the halftime.
Yeah, that's that same thing here too. I was kind of looking for it, and then I ended up finding it. But it would have been nice to kind of see it like right after halftime. I was trying to have to scroll for a lot of channels to actually see footage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I know in the intros of the game, I remember seeing Sarah Parker's face. They interviewed. They were showing. I think it was Fred Jackson, former Buffalo Bill. He was kind of hyping up the crowd before the game, and I could see Sarah in the background. But anyways, shout out again. Team USA got the W, but I mean, the most important thing is the ladies getting more exposure, which they deserve, and building more hype, obviously, for the 2028 Olympics. So super awesome. Good job by the NFL and Football Canada and Football USA, obviously, for putting all that together. Hopefully, maybe they could have made next time they do it, maybe the halftime could be a little longer, maybe not Super Bowl long, but maybe 20-minute halftime, 25 minutes halftime, maybe to have a longer game. But again, awesome experience, and again, the crowd was hype in Buffalo, and so they got to see some ladies play, which is awesome.
Yeah, sick experience.
100%. And they get to, like you said, they get to watch an NFL game for free too. You can't go wrong with that, right?
Good game too.
Yeah, exactly. Good game.
I'm always curious to see. I was talking to a lot of people, and people don't realize how big an NFL player actually is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they're huge. Like if you see Josh Allen is massive.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you don't like we're watching on TV, right? So you don't realize you're like, oh, that guy. You're like, and to the point you're like, how can you not tackle him? Like hit him, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder why this guy's rushing for 40, 50 yards a game, and you have linebackers that are literally getting dragged by him. So
yep, it's true.
I'm sure a lot of people kind of realize how big some NFL players actually are.
No, 100%, man, 100%.
But so that's pretty much it for the news that I have. I don't think anything else special happened in the flag world.
Nah, but I think that's pretty much about it. I will say so. Don't forget, if obviously a lot of players in the league, if you know some kids or you have kids of your own or whatever they want to get involved, the registration for FPF Junior is still going on. So go obviously FlagPlusFootball.com. You can put the kids in there, or nieces and nephews. I know there's 5 different divisions this year for FPF Junior. Looking at it here, so there is midget, mosquito, peewee, bantam, and atom. So again, if you have some kids or you know some kids that want to get involved in the flag football, go to fpf.flagplusfootball.com and get those kiddos in there, learn how to play the game, or even kids that are playing tackle. The off season is coming up pretty soon. Get those kids in there to play some ball.
Yeah, it's a great experience, and it's like a learning step, right? To kind of learn flagging, kind of get into it, especially after the football season's over. I know a lot of kids that end up playing tackle football and they have nothing to do after the season's done. New season's done. Some seasons end of October, early November, so kind of keep you activated and
exactly
keep you going.
There you go.
So
all right. Yep. So that'll pretty much do it for this week's episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in, because we would not be here without you guys. Hopefully you like the show. Fantasy draft is a lot of fun. Glad you guys like it. And obviously the start, bench, cut, and trade. Super phenomenal job. Thank you, Quaysie. Thank you, Ali Reza, for everything that you do all the time, especially the Instagram posts. They're phenomenal. Keep up the hard work. And happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate it, enjoy Sunday, enjoy Monday, get some turkey, have a drink or two, watch some football, and just be around family and friends. It's a good time.
Yeah, exactly it. Good luck for all the teams that are going to be playing this weekend. Stay safe and enjoy it.
All right. See you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.